Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
OnsideRadio.com knows gamers need a home.
Can you dig it?
That's why for the next 60 seconds,
Can you count, suckers?
here's your Onside Radio E-Report with Toast.
Hoping to get a PS5 soon? Get ready to be disappointed. Sony alerted analysts that PS5s will remain scarce for consumers through 2022. That's 18 months. By that time, they'll be close to dropping PS6s. Obviously, the main reason for all of this, the continued shortage of key components, none more impactful than semiconductors. Sony only sold 7.8 million units in 2021, well below what they had anticipated. As a result, their stock has dropped more than 8% over the last few weeks, and with this news, might continue to drop for the foreseeable future as PS5 sales are held up by the supply chain. Happy gaming.
Stay in touch in the world of gaming with the Onside Radio E-Report. Wake up and good morning. Welcome to Toasted Sports.
What day is it today?
First thing Monday morning.
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 God, I feel rough.
Monday is the worst.
Oh, hello. Good morning. Here I am.
Ready to start the day.
Not really.
But I have hope. And coffee. And coffee.
So bring it on. I can take it.
All right, you asked for it.
What is it?
Toast time.
Here's Toast.
Monday morning. Welcome to the broadcast. This is Toasted Sports. Coming to you live from Dry Pink Stadium. Monday, May 17th, 2021. And, man, it was a good weekend, Sean. Good weekend. Had some great games that were on. Obviously had one last night that ended sucky.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
That one ended sucky. We'll be talking to Jamison Olive from the Panthers at 8:40. Get his thoughts on what went down last night at BB&T or Truist Center, whatever the hell they're calling it now. But game one in the books, Panthers lose 5-4. And we'll see what Jamison has to say. My feeling is this was a self-inflicted wounds here. So I think what we've learned and what you should know about Tampa is you can't commit penalties because their power play basically is a guaranteed goal.
I was going to say, we didn't stop the power play at
No,
all.
we didn't stop it at all. And listen, as great as was it Sam Bennett has been since he got here, oh boy, some bad penalties last night, bro. Like just bad, not having your head in the game, just awful penalties.
And a lot of them were just retaliation.
Exactly.
From
it was
little
just
things that the Lightning were getting, I wouldn't say getting away with. They understand how the playoff hockey works, so they antagonize and then.
Yep. I will say that Bennett with that charging, the last penalty of the game was just brutal. I would say this, my biggest issue, and I know that you had the one goal that was called back because of goalie interference, and we can debate whether or not that should be interference. My bigger issue, and I had no idea that this was actually a thing. And listen, I'll be honest. I don't pay a ton of close attention to hockey over the last couple of years. Did this year because the Panthers are actually playing well. But so I was unaware about this extended IR, the injury list that they have. So for those of you unaware, we knew that that Tampa Bay just got ravaged with injuries this year, and it was bad. It's fine, but what they've done in the NHL, and I was unaware of this, is if you have a player go out, you can put them on extended IR or IL, the injury list, and it allows you to then go in and basically take their salary off the books in terms of the salary cap. So you can then go out and find replacement players and spend that money to get back up to the cap so that you're not completely screwed for an entire season without your best player like they would have been. And that's fine. I have no problem with that rule. My issue is that when the regular season ends and the playoffs start, and this player you didn't have all season long, or these couple players you haven't had all season long, are now healthy enough to come back, you're allowed to bring them back, but you also are allowed to keep the replacements that you signed. So last night, Tampa right now, their roster is $20 million more than the Panthers. And there's a hard salary cap in the NHL. The Panthers are $1.5 million under the salary cap. Tampa is $17.5 million over the salary cap. So, like, how the hell has no one had an issue with that up until now? I guess it's been going on for the last 3 or 4 seasons. I have no idea when it started. But, I mean, your playoff roster should have to be the salary cap. Like, if you want those guys that have been out all season back, that's fine. Then the replacements can't play.
Or trim somebody off.
Right?
You
Like
got to
you,
be under salary cap.
Like the fact that you can go into the postseason with your roster $17 million over the cap, like no one else is close to that. No one else has a roster anywhere close to being $17 million over the cap right now. So you can say all you want about Tampa having to, it was, they got screwed this year with the injuries and it sucked and this and that. That's fine. Who cares? You didn't have them for the regular season. Now you've got all them plus their replacements for the postseason. You have a super team.
Oh, it's conspiracy in the NHL,
I'm just
tell
saying.
you.
Like, I don't understand how no other fan base has ever had it. Now, I guess my only question would be, and I don't pay close enough attention over the last few years, is this the first time in the last 4 or 5 years where a team lost such good players? I mean, they lost the MVP. They lost their defenseman. They lost Stamkos, their captain. So these are three, like, they arguably lost the best offensive and best defensive player in the NHL. Know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that doesn't happen every year. So my question, is it just a glaring thing because it happened that way to Tampa this year with those two guys going down?
Maybe, because usually you're not
dude.
replacing 2 of them. You're
Exactly.
replacing 1 big
Exactly.
contract, not 2.
Exactly.
And in this case, possibly 3 big
Right,
contracts.
exactly. And so it was just, so when the announcers mentioned it, I was like, wait, what? I'm like, wait, hold on. So
Did they do it casually? Or which one are you watching?
Well, it happened while they made a reference to the fact that because the offensive guy that was gone all season, the former MVP, I forgot his last name, because they made reference that he came back and he missed the entire regular season. They had gotten replacements for him, but that as a result now they're over the cap. But it doesn't make a difference apparently. So listen, I thought, and I also. I was unaware all those dudes were coming back last night for game 1 shot.
Yeah, they rallied up.
I did not realize on Friday when we did the show that all of their best players that had been injured all season were going to miraculously be healthy and play awesome hockey in game 1. I did not realize that. So when I picked the Panthers to win this in 5 or 6, I did not know that information. I'll admit, I didn't. I was not well versed.
Your 6 is still in play.
I know. It is still in play, but damn.
And to be honest, if it wasn't the self-inflicted wounds,
no, listen.
I thought we played well with them. I mean, when we were.
You can obviously there's the salary cap thing, there's the bad penalties, but all in all, bro, how much fun was that hockey game? I mean, come on. That was insane. The BB&T was rocking for the limited amount of fans they were allowed to have in. But that was there you go, Kucherov. But that was a phenomenal hockey game. Just so much fun to watch. So much fun.
Going back and forth.
But listen, guys, you can't commit penalties against these guys. You just can't. We don't have Aaron Ekblad.
We got to be disciplined.
All right. And their power play is basically a guaranteed goal. At least that's what it seems like.
Especially against Bob.
Right? Well, listen, bro. And I came in this morning. The security guard's like, I guess he was at the game last night. He's like, man, we got to get Drieger in there. Listen, I don't think Bob played bad. I mean, did you see some of the saves he made, bro? They could have scored 8 goals. Like he made some crazy ass
save too.
Right? He made some crazy ass saves last night. So I don't think he played poorly. And the final goal was a breakaway. Got him 5 hole. I mean, it was a breakaway. That's the offensive guy should be able to get that one in. So I don't have now. Listen, obviously, I'm guessing Drieger will start game 2, just because the way the season has gone and Coach Q wanting to keep everybody, alert and on top of their game. But I don't think that Bob's not why we lost last night. It's not in my opinion. We'll talk to James and Olive at 8:40.
Undisciplined play was our downfall.
And again, that final penalty by Bennett with like 12 minutes left, bro, the charging. I mean, dude, that was just a stupid penalty. It was a stupid penalty. Your head wasn't in the game. And that's tough, dude, because Sam Bennett has been phenomenal since he got here. Phenomenal.
Well, again, I think they played with their – it almost reminded me of the 2 last games they played against Tampa where it was very chippy. And then Barkov kind of got clipped after he passed the puck.
Yep.
And then a minute and a half later, if not that, that's when Bennett got the stupid thing to go back after somebody.
I mean, Kucherov had 2 goals. It was nice to see Verhaeghe get a goal against his old squad. Yeah. But, I mean, listen, dude, and I was convinced, dude, when Tippett scored, man, I realized, oh, we got this one. We're going to hold on and win this thing. We're going to hold on and win this thing. And then, no.
I don't know. When Bob's in the pipes, I don't know that a lead's safe, man.
No, listen, I don't know.
And that's my problem right now. At least with Drieger there, I'm like, all right, I feel a little more comfortable. But, again, as you said, it was a breakaway goal. It wasn't like – You know, he just gave it up.
Listen,
again,
bro,
there was a lot of things
he faced 40 shots, he saved 35. Vasilevsky faced 39 shots, saved 30. I mean, dude, it was – I have no problem with – to me, last night's game wasn't lost because of what happened in between the pipes. I will say, I think the no goal against Tampa that they called back, bro, and I'll ask Jameson about this, but – being an old school hockey fan, listen, I followed hockey hardcore back when I was a kid because we had season tickets to the Hartford Whalers. And then when they left, I kind of soured on hockey a bit. And I adopted the Panthers, but we know it's been a rough 20 years down here for the Panthers. Not a whole lot of moments to be getting on the bandwagon and getting crazy. And now I just completely lost my train of thought. I have no idea where I was going to go with that. That's what happens. That's what happens sometimes.
And I was so enthralled in the story. I know. You had me. You had me hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, man. So game 2 is tomorrow night, right?
Yes, it is. No big injuries, by the way.
No, yeah. We gotta get a win. Gotta pull this thing even. Do not want to fall behind two games to none.
You can't fall too.
You cannot fall behind. You cannot fall behind 2 games to 1. Absolutely not. Absolutely.
We're chasing them now.
Listen, you're chasing the series. The series. These are the defending Stanley Cup champs. So this is not going to be easy. 3 or 4
Quinville
on the power
used your
play.
your old. We have to learn how to win.
Listen, and I know that's a lame thing, but bro, it's so true among professional sports, especially younger teams,
and especially in hockey. When you watch the intensity change. I mean, just a weekend of hockey. If you watched any of these games.
Oh, the overtimes. And they were all going to overtime. It was phenomenal. Great hockey all weekend long. Absolutely. Listen, playoff hockey is like none other. And the best part is when they go to overtime, there's no commercials.
Oh, I love it. I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah, dude. They just go right on through. There's stoppage and play, but they never go to commercial in overtime. No.
That's awesome.
Nope. It's phenomenal. So tomorrow night must win.
Oh, you were talking about the goalie. Interference.
Yes,
is where you were going.
Sorry. So as I remember the rule, the goalie has to have possession for that to be a thing. And in my mind, he never had possession. It was lodged up against his pad, but that's not possession. So I don't know. I'll ask Jameson about that. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, the analyst, at least what I'm hearing is the analyst from the TV side.
They said it was the right call.
They said that he had knocked him off balanced. With his stick.
I mean, his stick hit the pad, but the puck wasn't in possession. So it was a rebound. You're allowed we'll ask Jameson about that because I'm not 100% familiar with the rule. As I had understood it, you can't be jabbing at someone's pads like that if they have control of the puck. But in that situation, he did not have the puck covered. The puck was just up against his pad. He didn't have control of it. So I don't, so we'll ask Jameson. I don't know. We'll ask Jameson. When they first did it, I thought they were calling interference because someone was in the crease. And then when I saw the overhead, I'm like, well, that's not the case. And then I saw, yes, he definitely did hit the pad, but because the puck was right up against the pad. Like, he didn't have control of it. It's not, when the puck's up against the pad like that, it's not like everyone has to stop playing.
Yeah, no, I mean, usually
the goalie has to cover it up.
Yeah, usually the goalie will end up sitting on it or something, somehow covering it up.
Yeah, so I don't. So. I mean, I guess that was. I mean, they didn't review that one too, did they? That one, I don't think that
happened before I was able to start watching it. I was still here with the coverage.
But yeah, so I'm getting texts.
You got binged.
Yeah, I got binged. I got dinged. All right, man. So listen, we got plenty of other stuff to talk about. As I said, Jameis and Olive will be on at 8:40. We will rehash everything for last night. But there was other great games that went down yesterday. None other than InterMiami. Oh, baby. Just when you thought they were going to cough it up, they secure victory from the jaws of defeat.
Gonzalo Higuain.
2 goals. We will talk about InterMiami, the big dub yesterday. Coming up next, this is Toasted Sports on OnSideRadio.com.
You can join Toasted Sports by text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your InterMiami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or intermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where InterMiami and all Miami sports fans shop.
WLESPN. Broadcasting from a largely empty building. And we do sports.
It's just not local.
Shush, honey.
Why is the building empty?
Because whether it be budget cuts or stupid management, we've fired almost everybody.
Ooh, but we still have our job live and local.
At least the building is.
We've got your sports.
South Florida's choice for sports talk.
OnSideRadio.com.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodyAsDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moody-Ass family. Dr. Moody-Ass is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodyAsDental.com.
Hey, what's up? It's Toast. May is here, which means hurricane season right around the corner. You need to get PGT custom windows and doors installed in your house so that you're fully protected when we get a big storm coming on through. For those windows, only one place to call. My buddies at B&T Windows and Doors. They've been doing it in South Florida for decades, and they will set you up with the best of the business. PGT custom windows and doors. 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126 for B&T Windows and Doors.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
InterMiami fans, time to find out more about your favorite soccer team with OnSideRadio.com's IMCF Football Focus. Here's Austin Robillard.
Home opening spoilers. That's exactly what InterMiami were on Sunday as they took on FC Cincinnati in their first ever game at TQL Stadium in Ohio. Miami scored 2 goals really early in the first half, one courtesy of Breck Shea and one courtesy of Gonzalo Higuain. Later on in the second, FC Cincinnati got back into the game by scoring twice to equalize, but very quickly after the equalizer, Gonzalo Higuain gets down the pitch and after a cross from Lewis Morgan, scores the third to spoil the home opening match for FC Cincinnati. Miami get 3 points and are on to Chicago.
Keep up with the latest on La Rosa Negra by subscribing on most platforms. Search Onside Radio. Now back to Toasted Sports. To reach out, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast.
Morgan to the penalty area. Peel back towards Gonzalo Higuain, who's given Miami the lead again.
Are you going to say something?
He's got his brace, and InterMiami lead by 3-2.
Chris Whittingham with the call. What a beautiful call it was. Man, what a game that was. InterMiami picking up the huge 3 points on the road. Up to 7th right now in the standings, but more importantly, only a point out of 2nd, only in 7th on goal differential as they are underwater there, -1. But, man, that was a fun game. That was a fun game to watch. Plenty of stuff to unpack there. So the early goal by Breck Shea. And then all of a sudden, Gonzalo finally scores from open play. Yeah. Oh, it was phenomenal.
With a tap, too.
Oh,
it wasn't nothing
great.
crazy. Just a
No,
little tap.
it was beautiful. Listen, he had a great shot before that was saved earlier. So 2-0, and you're like, yeah, baby, 40th minute, first half. We're already up 2. Let us put this thing on lock. Well, not so much. As we have been doing throughout our existence, we allow the opponents back in. 2 second-half goals, and the crucial one being in the 82nd minute Hagelin. Dude, I'll be honest, I started saying bad words at that point, Sean.
I did too here at the desk.
We were up 2-0, and then it's 2-1, and then in the 82nd minute, boom, 3 points go out the window, and it's now tied, and I was not happy. I was cursing. Stella Dog went to the other room. She did not. She was afraid Dad was going to throw in a remote or something. She was like, I'm getting the hell out of here. This could get bad.
It was very eerie of last year.
Yes, 100%, dude. I was getting flashbacks of last year, Sean. I was like, oh my God, like we can't put games away. And then before, as the stress and the hate and the anger is building in me, before it could explode, Gonzalo got his second 3 minutes later. 85th minute goal, and suddenly relief. They were then able to put it away. They dealt with the 5 minutes of injury time, so they killed the clock for the final 10 minutes, and Inter grab a 3-2 win. They are now 2-2-2. As I said, 3 points out of first place. New England's atop the division with 11 points. They have 8. But just listen, the response after what happened on Sunday, on Wednesday,
yes,
was, and I was saying it, we saw Beckham's face during that game. Like there was a conversation after that game between Beckham and Neville, and then there was a conversation between Neville and the squad on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And they responded. They 100% responded, and that is great.
They did, and Toast, how about the benching of Pizarro?
Well, and that's what I was going to get to, man.
Well,
that's what I was going to get to, because that is the other big storyline here. Obviously, we got to focus on the fact that Gonzalo gets 2 goals from open play. Finally, we get the 3 points. But as an Inter fan, the big the story that doesn't have to do with getting the dub is the fact that one of our DPs is persona non grata, apparently.
Oh,
so boy. We're gonna and listen. I don't know what the rules are in MLS in terms of, unloading a designated player. But I gotta think at this point, Pizarro's future is not long for InterMiami.
Yeah, and the fact that they were going to put him in as a sub, I think it was in 85, and then pulled him back.
And then pulled him back. Yep.
And then added him later, almost like, we have to play him at some point in the game.
They pulled out Lewis Morgan. He didn't get in until the 90th minute. They thought they were going to put him in for
Gonzalo, for the time.
Well, either for Federico. I thought he was going to go in for.
Oh, possibly.
Yeah, for Federico, and did not happen. But yeah, so I gotta dive into this a little bit more. So he's making $3.1 million a year with us right now.
The week that the salaries come out is the week they bench him.
He is the 7th highest paid player in MLS. Gonzalo is number 3. Pizarro is number 7. So that certainly we have the highest payroll in all of MLS. And listen, when they brought him in last year, and I'll be honest, listen, I didn't know him from Adam. I follow European soccer. I don't follow the South American and Central American clubs that much, so I really had not been familiar with Pizarro at all. I loved what I saw against LAFC in that first game. And I haven't really seen a whole lot since. I'm going to be honest with you. Haven't seen a whole lot since.
And it's been weird because in the press conferences, Neville's always been like, he's doing what we ask.
Yes.
He's doing what we ask. And now you see,
Well,
obviously,
apparently
that
not.
was just fluff because you're not benching somebody that's doing what's asked.
Now, here's the question. Is this a situation where what happened yesterday with him being benched and not getting in until the 90th minute as the very last sub, does that light a fire under his ass? Does that slap him into into getting focused? Because obviously we're not paying for, what we're getting is not what we're supposed to be paying for. All right, he's supposed to be better than this, or else you wouldn't. Now, here's the other aspect. You got to remember, Sean, he was signed by the last regime.
Yes, he was.
So now you have a DP player who is spending more time on the bench and was signed by a regime who's no longer here. The head coach is gone. The GM is gone. Pizarro has no friends here. None of those guys in the front office are attached to Pizarro. It's not like their job is predicated on him doing a good job on the pitch. No. They didn't sign him. So I don't know what that deal is. I don't know how easy it is to unload a DP during the season. We got to see what his contract is. How many more years of this do we have? Was it a 2-year deal? Normally, soccer contracts don't go longer than 3. But yeah, dude, that's a huge deal. I mean, he is a major. We thought he was going to be a major part of this squad, and here we are, 6 games in, and some bitch is on the bench. He's been benched after 5 games. So, I mean, I trust Neville. He knows what he's doing with everything, but this is a serious situation. This is getting stickier by the day just because of the fact that this guy takes up one of your 3 DP slots and he's making $3.1 million a year. And you're not getting a return on your investment right now, even close. So we'll see. But be interested to see what Neville does here. I mean, obviously him and Henderson, they've got to figure out something because I don't think you can just get rid of him very easily. And I don't know who would take him right now. The way he's playing, his form is awful. So they got to figure something out. But it was definitely...
designated player spots are not tradable. I'm trying to find out more information, but they are not tradable by the MLS rules.
All right, so then that means that we just need that contract to expire. Let me ask you a question. Can we send him to Fort Lauderdale and bring Pellegrini back up? Can we try that? Remember, we got a DP sitting down there at Fort Lauderdale. Can we swap the two of them?
No, I think they cut him. Though,
I think they did. No,
they had to get rid of that.
Contract.
I
know. That's I'm kind of joking.
No,
but,
I know. But I wish at this
point. But yes,
we could
absolutely. It'd be nice if you could flip flop like that. But yeah, no, we had to.
At least we had the youth side to look at that point and be like, at least he's young.
Damn, boy. Damn. I will say this, Gregory, bro. I don't think anyone. Gregory and Lewis Morgan are our 2 best players right now.
Lewis Morgan, really?
I think so. I think Lewis has been playing great.
I'm not a soccer guy. I'm just kind of going off what I'm hearing. But again, I think because he had such a great season last year, he hasn't lived. It hasn't been the same success for him that I think a lot of people are looking at that as he's not having that great of a season.
I would agree with that. However, I think after last season, you now have teams defensively paying more attention to him.
The Duncan Robinson syndrome.
Well, that's exactly what it is. I mean, if you have a season like Lewis Morgan did last year when he was our best player for the entire season, then that is going to you're going to get noticed now. You're going to be noticed by the opposing team. They're going to game plan around you.
Yeah, and I think tactically, too, I don't think Neville's system is as geared for pushing everything toward Morgan like
No, he's more about going up the middle. He's more about, like, Neville's scheme is more about you need Blaise Matuidi and Gregory to be those midfield feeders and finding the space and getting the ball, being the link-up guys to get the ball to the front 3. But, yeah, they normally are working in the middle. They're not going up the side. Now, when we have Fagal in, that's where you see the difference. Because with Fagal as an attacking defender on the wing, he will push up on the side.
Yeah, and that's another thing that.
But we're missing that right now.
Yeah, that's another thing Neville hit on this week too. Was talking about the injuries.
Yes,
they felt like they've been rushing people back possibly a little too quickly. So now they're going to let pretty much that. They're not going to rush people back.
Well, they can't because listen, you got Robbie this down right now. I mean, you can't. The roster's not deep enough, especially you got this many injuries. Pizarro's still not on the field. What does that tell you? We're dealing with an injury crisis now, and we got our number 2 DP can't get on the field. Like, oh my God! Like, yeah, that's not good.
We can't use him to do other stuff,
right
there. Like,
I don't know. Can he?
You're getting $3 million a year.
Sell concessions? Can he park cars? Can he be the valet for the VIP? You know, the suite clubs and everything.
We can sit up in the supporters area there every once in a while.
Wow. All right, we'll take a break. Sean's going to throw us an update. Then when we get back, we will bring on Jamison Olive from the Florida Panthers, and we'll talk all about last night's Game 1. This is Toast of Sports on OnsideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan. When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodyOsDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moody-Oss family. Dr. Moody-Oss is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodyOsDental.com.
WLESPN. We've got all your sports.
We're live and local.
If you wake up early enough.
You're so bad, honey.
Tune us in. As long as you're not under a bridge.
Or under any power line.
Ain't it awful?
South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnsideRadio.com. Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes. Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
Now that it's springtime, it's only getting hotter here in South Florida. Make sure your AC in your home or business is running smoothly by investing in a preventative maintenance plan from M&S Air Conditioning. And M&S is a Mitsubishi Diamond Elite contractor. When you purchase a new Mitsubishi electric mini split system, you'll get a 12-year warranty. Or install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit that captures and destroys biological contaminants to improve air quality. M&S Air Conditioning have been providing prompt, honest, and reliable service for over 30 years. Schedule service or call to get more info on our preventative maintenance plans. Call 954-421-3680 or visit ac-florida.com.
Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnsideRadio.com sports update.
As we were just talking about last segment, InterMiami CF beat FC Cincinnati 3-2, getting a brace from Gonzalo Higuain and a goal from Breck Shea. InterMiami's next match is away at Chicago Fire FC. That'll be Saturday night at 6 p.m., which means a pregame live from Dangerous Minds Brewing. We'll get started at 5 with Big O and Alex Dono. The Florida Panthers, they lose game 1 of their NHL playoff series to Tampa Bay Lightning 5-4. Jonathan Huberdeau had a goal, 2 assists, but Braden Point had 2 late goals and the winner with 1:14 left in the game. Game 2, tomorrow night, puck drops at 8. The Miami Heat, they beat the Detroit Pistons just a 120-107. Preston Chua scored a career-high 23 points. Max Strus added 20 for the Heat. They will end up with the 6th seed, though, and start the playoffs against the Milwaukee Bucks, who beat the Heat on Saturday night, 122-108. The Marlins lost 2 of 3 over the weekend after a 3-2 win yesterday. Not a bad day at the office for Adam Duvall, as he had a 3-run homer and threw Mookie Betts out at home. The Marlins are 18-22 on the year. They start a series with the Phillies tomorrow. You're listening to South Florida's only locally owned sports talk station. Of course, you're listening to OnSideRadio.com.
Welcome back to Toasted Sports. To reach out to Toast, dial 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Back to Toasted Sports.
Segment number 3, Monday morning, 8:37, OnSideRadio.com, streaming live on Twitch, on YouTube. Go ahead, follow, set for notifications. That'd be great. It was quite an atmosphere at the BB&T last night for Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoffs as they got underway with the Panthers and the Lightning. And we will now go to the phones where Jameson Olive, Florida Panther website reporter and also co-host of the Panthers official podcast Territory Talk, will join us. Good morning, Jameson. How you doing?
Good morning. I didn't get much sleep last night. It was hard to kind of come down from a game like that with the atmosphere because
actually, Jameson,
what we wanted, it was great.
Jameson, bro, I'll tell you what, we're gonna. That was all garbled and mumbly. I'm gonna have Sean go ahead and pull you off and see if we can call you right back and get you a little bit better of a reception. Is that all right?
Sounds good. Yep.
All right. Cool. Sean, see if we can try him again. We will also after we talk to Jameson. Plenty of stuff to talk about with the Heat last night and with the playoffs, because if you have not, if you didn't hear what Kyrie Irving said yesterday, oh my God, yes, we have him there. All right, still getting him on. It was it was something special. Kyrie Irving is a special sort of a freak. He's a special sort of a freak, and his comments yesterday were insane. All right, how's he sound? Good? Beautiful. All right, Jameson, let's try this again. Sound much better? There we go.
Right now, am I coming through?
There we go. Excellent. All right.
Perfect,
so let's start with, listen, it was a great atmosphere, even though it was, on restrictions for how many folks we could get in there. The place was popping. It was noisy. It was great. And it was a phenomenal hockey game just in terms of being a sports fan. What were your overall thoughts on the game before we get into the specifics?
Well, first, just touching on that, I mean, that's probably the most normal things have felt, since the pandemic in terms of a hockey game. I mean, only, 9,500-ish fans in the building, but it felt like 20,000. They were loud. They were going wild. I did a couple laps around the arena floor, and the atmosphere was fantastic. So it was great to see all the fans. A lot of fans that hadn't been there yet this season coming back, and just kind of get you excited for things to come. Because let's not forget, if the Panthers do go far in this thing, that number is going to keep going up as capacity goes up. So really looking forward to that. But overall for the game, I mean, it was kind of followed the script of what we were talking about going in, where if the Panthers, didn't go to the box, they win the game. And that was kind of the case. They took a little bit too many penalties. When you look at the goals, the Panthers actually outscored the Lightning 3-1 at 5-on-5. And the only 5-on-5 goal they gave up was that breakaway to Braden Point at the end. So that's going to be the case for this entire series. The Lightning, they have a lethal power play, especially now that Kucherov and Stamkos are back. If the Panthers keep it at 5-on-5, they're going to win more times than not. So that's kind of the challenge here going forward.
Yeah, so I want to talk about that. So obviously we know that Tampa was decimated by some pretty significant injuries during the course of the regular season. And and I'll be honest, I don't pay a whole lot of attention to the business side of hockey over the last few years. So when the announcers made a reference to the fact that Tampa is $20 million over the salary cap, I was like, wait, well, how's that even possible? So I guess it was the manipulation of the extended IR or IL list that they have. So when you have a player go down that early in the season or before the season, you can take their salary off the books, sign a replacement, and then when the season's over, you can bring that guy back and the replacement, so now you're over the cap.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird, strange little thing in the NHL guidelines. The NHL, it's basically, it's there for a good reason, because normally it is there to help teams, not get hampered by having a high-priced guy, go out and then kind of destroy your whole season because you can't, fill the void because of the cap. So it's there for a reason. And when you look at this season, the Kucherov thing in particular, the only reason people seem to, be raising their eyebrows a little bit, and it depends who you talk to. Some people say, it's nothing. Some people say it's something. It's just the fact that he's been skating for about 2 months, I believe. So it kind of feels like, if you look at it, that maybe he could have returned earlier. But of course, that would have messed up everything with the Lightning with their cap situation. But just the fact that he did, suddenly return, for Game 1, looking so great, looking like he's, been ready to go for a while. I think that's just the reason that people are scratching their head. But, however you look at it, the Lightning played by the rules. That they worked with what they were given. All you can really do is kind of shrug and move on that.
Well, no, I think NHL is going to have to look into that because that just seems to be a bit. I mean, the Panthers are $1.5 million under the cap. The Tampa is now playing with a roster that's $17 million over. I'm just like, if you want Kucherov to come back and play, that's fine. But the guys you sign as a replacement should be off the roster then for the playoffs. Like, you should still have to be. You still have to be cap compliant, I would think.
Yeah, but that's the thing is that then you risk maybe down the road hurting a team that's doing, that definitely does need it. Because it basically comes down to, a team's word where, the league can't really come in after the fact and say, hey, we think your guy is healthy enough to play. You got to play him, take him off LTIR. So it's a really gray area, and I'm sure they'll find some way to maybe fix it a little bit, but I think it's not going to ever change too much. But once again, I think this is a very unique situation that we're probably not going to see again. So, yeah, it's tough, but, the Panthers, they got to figure out a way to win regardless.
All right, so obviously since he's gotten here, Sam Bennett has been phenomenal. He has been an absolute fan favorite. Last night, not his finest moment. That last penalty was just crap. Cannot do that to yourself. And as we talked about the power play, you get these guys on the power play, it's almost like a guaranteed goal. So what do the Panthers have to do here to not get in the box? I mean, they're going to have to show a level of composure here. I mean, it's getting frisky on the ice, and there's pushing and shoving, but they're going to have to keep their heads above this because the minute you commit a penalty, we're down a goal.
100%, and that's kind of the challenge now for the Panthers going forward. Like you said, it's just to stay out of the box. When it comes to that, it's going to be tough. You can, because even when you talk about the after the whistle stuff, the roughing, those usually end up in coincidentals that end up, we had a lot of 4-on-4 last night, it felt like, with a lot of those actions happening. But for the Panthers, it's tough to not take penalties against these guys because the Lightning are so fast. They're a team that can get behind you, and suddenly you have to hook them, you have to trip them to kind of shut down what they're doing. So maybe last night was just a rough game in that department, or maybe with the nature of this series, each team is going to get 4 or 5 power plays a game with how these teams go at it. So that's what we talk about. If you can't, if you have to take these penalties, the Panthers are just going to have to find a way to get it done on the penalty kill, which it seemed like last night they had a couple great penalty kills where the Lightning, just scored with 10 seconds left or something like that. So they're close. They're almost there, but it just seemed like things were just a little bit off last night.
Let's talk about Bob. I know some folks were taking shots. You can't give up 5 goals. I didn't think he played badly. I thought that he stood on his head a few times, made some sensational saves. I thought it could have been worse. I thought that they could have had 6 or 7 goals if not for some of his saves. Am I seeing this wrong, or did he not play well?
No, he had a fine game. Did he had a be-all, end-all world beater game? No, but he definitely had a fine game. He played well enough for the Panthers to win. And when you look at the goals he gave up, 3 came on the power play and 2 were on breakaways. So he didn't give up a softie anywhere. He didn't give up any bad goals. It was just a really, high-octane game against a really, really good team. And you look at the other end, Andrei Vasilevsky. He's a world beater. One of the best goaltenders in the league. Led the league in wins. He gave up 4 goals. So this might just be a series where both goaltenders just get terrible stats throughout because both teams are so good offensively. So like I said, Bob played well enough to win. You can't really knock him for anything there.
Now, do you think we'll see Drieger for Game 2?
That's the question. That's kind of the ace up the sleeve the Panthers have here a little bit. The fact they do have 2 good goaltenders that they can deploy at any time, whereas you look at the Lightning and it's Vasilevsky or nothing. So that's the question that Joel Quenneville's going to have to figure out here. No practice today. We'll find out, before the game tomorrow on Tuesday. But I'd say 50-50. You really don't know because the Panthers obviously are confident in Bob. Like we said, he didn't play a bad game, but they also, of course, know what Drieger can do as well. So regardless if it's tomorrow, I'm sure at some point we'll see both goaltenders in this series just because the Panthers like both guys. So whether it's tomorrow or not, we'll find out.
So what can Coach Q and this team do for their hopefully remaining 6 possible games of this series to put a cap on Nikita Kucherov? 2 goals and assists last night. What can we do to keep his impact to a minimum?
I'm going to keep sounding like a broken record, but you really just got to stay off the penalty kill. Stop doing on power plays because I don't know about you, but when the game was at 5-on-5 last night, I barely noticed Nikita Kucherov. I didn't see much of him. He didn't really have too many big plays. But, of course, once they got on the power play, that's when all the highlights came for him. So let's not forget, like we said, he hasn't played, all season. He just got back in there. On the power play, he's obviously able to be very stationary. He can just sit there, set up for those one-timers, make things happen from the right circle. But at 5-on-5, he's got to go up and down the ice It seemed like he wasn't really back to 100% there in terms of his legs yet and, shaking that rust off. So the Panthers definitely can contain him 5-on-5. I thought they did that very well in game one. So, here we go again. Just stay off the power play. Don't give him power plays and, hope for the best.
Do we need to tweak the defensive pairings? Yandel didn't look so hot last night.
No, I wouldn't say so because you look what the Panthers do there. Even with that pairing, the Yandel-Gudas pairing, I don't think they made, too many mistakes last night. I really like what Gudas did.
I thought Gudas played a really solid game. Yeah.
Yes. So I thought the pairing's fine. And you look at what the Panthers have on the bench. Yeah, they have guys like, Matt Kierstead, a rookie. They have Anton Strawman, a veteran. But overall, I wouldn't be surprised to see Yan stay in there. And, of course, the other pairings I thought were great. Forsling, Uyghur, is a great top pairing. They're doing their job. And then Nudavara, Montour, also very physical out there. They did a lot of good things. So in terms of changes heading into the game, possibly goaltender, like you said. But other than that, maybe they change up something on the fourth line. This team has so many forwards ready to go that maybe one or two guys coming up the fourth line, provide a little energy in there. Maybe Heponiemi gets in, maybe a guy like Nikita Gusev gets in. But I wouldn't expect too many changes because, like I said, the Panthers happy with how they played at 5-on-5, the better team at 5-on-5. So maybe they just go back out there with a similar lineup and hope for a different result.
So, Jamison, before this whole thing started, I picked the Panthers to win this series in 6, possibly 7. That was before I knew that all the hurt guys were going to be coming back. now with all those guys back on the ice, can the Panthers still win this thing in 6 and 7, or are they just up against a better team right now?
No, I think the Panthers are, the better team.
Okay.
I think obviously the Lightning have maybe a couple more superstars, especially now that they have guys back.
Mm-hmm.
But, how I judge a team is how they play at 5-on-5.
Okay.
Panthers, I think, are the best team, in the division at 5-on-5, outside of maybe the Hurricanes, who they also played very well against at 5-on-5. But I think they're the better team at 5-on-5 against the Lightning. Most of the games played at 5-on-5. The Panthers, like I said, won the game at 5-on-5 in game one. And I think when, push comes to shove, typically in the playoffs, the refs swallow their whistles a bit more.
Yeah.
We really see that in game one. But if that does start to happen a bit more, if the penalties start to go down for both teams, you got to think this series favors the Panthers. So I'm still ride or die for the Panthers, of course, not just because of the team bias. But I think, Panthers in 6 sounds like a pretty good pick.
Nice. All right, Jameis, we're going to hold you to that. I'm very excited for game number 2. Thank you very much for giving us some time. I really appreciate it. And we'll talk to you again later on in the series.
Sounds great. Thanks so much.
Jamison Olive, everybody. Make sure you're checking out Territory Talk. He is the co-host of the Panthers official podcast, and you can also see his stuff on their website. We got Toasted News coming up next. This is OnSideRadio.com.
You're listening to Toasted Sports. Take OnSideRadio.com, your home for sports talk everywhere with the Radio.net app. Find the app at OnSideRadio.com, South Florida's home for real sports talk.
When you're tired of watching the sun damage your furniture or raise your electric bill, it's time to do what we did here at OnSideRadio.com studio. Call A Shade Above Window Fashions in Davie and Sunrise. A Shade Above Window Fashions has a great selection of blackout shades to choose from. We can almost create a complete blackout for your bedroom or media room. Call them at 954-434-4774. That's 954-434-4774. Love the space you live in. A Shade Above Window Fashion.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
If you missed Omar Kelly and the Miami Dolphins report sponsored by EJDConstruction.com today, you missed this.
When we're talking about building and building things right, like EJD Construction does, when we're talking about building things right, look at what the Dolphins have done with free agency over the past couple of years. Just look at last year's deal. Which contract did you sign last year that was a good contract? Did you feel like you've got value for? Do you feel like the players are going to play the entire duration of their career? You feel like you're not overpaying?
Omar Kelly and the Miami Dolphins report, brought to you by EJD Construction. Count on a company that's an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. EJDConstruction.com.
Big O for M&S Air Conditioning. You know, air quality in your home and business is more important than ever. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning and let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit. Folks, it attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. With stellar customer service, answering your call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. For more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans, visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
Hey, it's Toast, and when I got PGT custom windows and doors installed at my house last year from B&T Windows and Doors, I knew that I was protecting my house when it came to hurricanes, but I was also investing in my house. My value went up. My home insurance cost went down. Yeah, I can now get more for my house when I sell it because I have PGT custom windows and doors installed courtesy of my buddies at B&T Windows and Doors. Just another reason why you should upgrade your house today. Give them a call, 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126, B&T Windows and Doors.
InterMiami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all InterMiami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the InterMiami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com.
Let's get back to Toasted Sports. You can send a text at 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast. Stories you won't hear anywhere else. This is Toasted News.
Well, we'll start off with one that was a viral piece of audio that happened this weekend. Ricky Schroeder, Silver Spoons, under fire for his behavior. 51-year-old former child star filmed an aggressive moment between himself and a Costco manager at a warehouse in Los Angeles. In the video, Ricky is captured asking why he's not allowed inside without a face covering, despite the CDC's new regulations about fully vaccinated people. The manager explains that there's still a statewide mask mandate in California, and so Costco is still following those guidelines. Ricky then goes full rant involving kings and lords and societal control, but the manager does not budge, ultimately getting the actor to leave the premises. And if you go ahead and type in Ricky Schroeder on Twitter, you can watch that exchange in all of its wonderful glory. Clearwater Beach, Florida. Angered over losing nearly $400 playing slot machines, a Florida woman told police that she phoned in a bomb threat to a Tampa casino because she wanted to, quote, blow off steam. Investigators charged that Adelaide Belazar, 54, used her cell phone to call the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tuesday evening to claim, "I left a bomb in your casino." Cops say the phoned-in threat while she was in her Clearwater Beach hotel room. Since Belazar is a member of the Hard Rock's Player Club Rewards program, her phone number was in the casino records, leading to her identification as a suspect. After tracking Belazar's phone, police confronted her around 4 a.m. yesterday. The complaint reports that she became upset after losing around $380 on slot machines, noting that she has anger issues. She confessed to calling in the bomb threat as a way to blow off steam. She was arrested for making a false report about planting a bomb, explosive, or weapon of mass destruction. She's in jail being held on $20,000 bond.
More than $380.
All right. Now. Here's the story of the day. Miami, Florida.
Of course.
Miami, Florida Instagram influencer, known for flaunting her wealth on social media, has been accused of $100,000 fraud in allegedly obtaining pandemic relief loans to fund her lavish life. Miami Instagram influencer Danielle Miller, 31, has been charged with wire fraud. Miller allegedly used the personal information of a Massachusetts resident in order to obtain COVID relief funds meant for small businesses. She accessed the information through the state registry of motor vehicles. She is also accused of using the victim's personal info to create a bank account that she controlled. Prosecutors said the Miami Instagram influencer's alleged fraud continued after she used the Massachusetts resident's personal information to apply for a federally funded economic injury disaster loan. Authorities say over $100,000 was wired into her account. She used the money to buy expensive stays in hotels, private flights. She spent over $2,300 on a private flight from Florida to California, utilizing a counterfeit Massachusetts driver's license. Dude, she's
all in.
Bro, all in. Evidence of her alleged fraud was readily available on her active Instagram account, where she regularly flaunted her apparent wealth to over 34,000 followers. They found evidence that she applied for over $900,000 for other business loans. Damn, dude.
What the?
Wow. You are going to jail for a long time.
Yeah, might as well close that account down.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to let you do the little cute poses in your jail cell, but maybe they will. I don't know. Who knows? All right, hour 2 coming up. We got to talk about the Heat, and more importantly, if you did not hear what Kyrie Irving said yesterday on the eve of his team making the playoffs, is beautiful. This is beautiful stuff. That audio coming up next. This is Toasted Sports on OnSideRadio.com.
Onside Radio, the only choice for the South Florida sports fan.
Papa, why can't we telegraph while riding a horse?
Son, there ain't no one to blame but Jeffro. He was riding old Betsy the Stallion, tip-tapping away at his telegraph, when blam, ran right into the side of the saloon.
Well, if Jeffro can't do it, neither should you. Don't text and drive.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
Okay, men. This is your time. Maybe you didn't choose this, but you're here now. You're gonna go out there and be an all-star caregiver. It's up to you. So what are you gonna do? You're gonna go grocery shopping, cook, clean, be there emotionally and physically. You gotta dig deeper. Drive them to physical therapy, doctor's appointments. Don't you forget about the pharmacy. I know you won't, because that's what caregivers do. Don't give up. Don't ever give up. This is your time to show the world, your family, and yourself that you're tougher than tough. Now go out there and be the best caregiver this world has ever seen. Caregiving is tougher than tough. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
Onside Radio. No station in South Florida provides more live and local sports talk. Follow us on social media at Onside Radio.
Okay, forest animals, today is a new day. Kids are coming to the forest, and it's up to us to make their visit a good one. Sparrow.
Yes?
Have you practiced the most popular bird songs for the year?
Of course.
Catchy. I like it. Okay, River.
Dude.
How's the temperature?
It's a refreshing 52 degrees, man. Perfect for a little riverside shoeless relaxation.
Ah, good. Owl, you here? Course. Who's asking? I am. Look, you know the drill. Sleep during the day, scare the kids at night. Perfect. I love my job. Oak Tree?
What's up?
Still in the same place I left you last year. That's what I like. Consistency.
Well, it's not like I'm going anywhere for the next couple hundred years.
I know. I love it. Turtle.
He's not here yet, man.
He's late every morning. You'd think you would have learned by now to leave the night before our meetings. Okay. Squirrel. Has anybody seen Mr. Squirrel?
The forest has been preparing just for you. Visit a forest near you today. To learn more about cool things to do in the forest, visit discovertheforest.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service and the Ad Council.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Miami Lakes location at 15462 Northwest 77th Court, located in the Ryan Oaks Plaza. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available, from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
Hey, It's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List in the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Welcome to Toasted Sports.
Okay, let's see where to start.
Happy Monday, everybody.
Cock-a-doodle-doo!
Wake up and assimilate the day. Get out of bed. Resistance is futile.
I have got a serious case of the Mondays.
Hello, everyone. We would just like to announce that our party is starting now.
You having a party? Party's over.
It's Monday morning.
Wow.
That was quick.
It's Monday.
Back to work, everyone.
It's showtime, baby.
Here's Toast.
Second hour of the broadcast, podcast, whatever you want to call it. Toasted Sports, streaming live on OnSideRadio.com. So we have discussed in depth the Panthers game last night. We've discussed in depth InterMiami's huge victory.
Check.
Now, let us get to the Heat, which are getting ready to start the playoffs. Obviously, they lose to Milwaukee over the weekend, but then they beat the Pistons yesterday. So our Heat are locked into the number 6 seed, so they will be taking on said Bucks in the first round.
Ugh.
I don't know why are you oohing?
I'm not.
I know there were some folks.
I'm just not looking forward to that matchup right now.
I gotcha.
With them adding Drew Holiday and all that.
Whatever. I'm fine with that. Like, again, Milwaukee hasn't shown me that they know how to win yet. So until they do, I'm honestly not going to believe in them. Just like Philadelphia. So would I have preferred to face the Knicks or the Hawks? Of course, in the first round. Would have loved to face the Knicks.
The Celtics.
Would have been great to sweep the Knicks. But listen, I'll take Milwaukee. Listen, this team played themselves into this situation.
Oh, no, 100%.
Right? So there ain't no bitching about it. We take what we get. We didn't have to do the play-in game, so we get a whole week off. Everyone's going to be healthy, and we get the Bucks, and I like our chances.
You know what? You talked me into it.
Go
Heat.
I got no problem thinking the Heat can't win this thing in 7. It is a 7-game series, right? In the first round, they changed that too. It's a 5.
You know, let me double check. It might be like the 7 innings in the doubleheader. We got to double check it.
All the rules have changed. So while we got the Bucks, the Nets are locked into the number 2 seed, if I'm not mistaken, and so they're talking to Kyrie yesterday, and after their game, and I'm just saying, as a Nets fan, this audio has to drive you crazy. You are getting ready. You have a super team. You are getting ready for a run that you believe is going to net your team possibly their first championship ever. The eve of everything started, and one of your 3 superstars says this after the game.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. A lot of stuff is going on in this world. And basketball is just not the most important thing to me right now. There's a lot of stuff going on overseas. All my people are still in bondage all across the world, and there's a lot of dehumanization going on. So, I apologize if I'm not going to be focused on y'all questions. It's just too much going on in the world for me to just be talking about basketball. Like, I focus on this 24/7 most of the time, but it's just too much going on in this world not to address. It's sad to see this going on. And it's not just in Palestine. It's not just in Israel. It's all over the world, man, and I feel it. I'm very compassionate to all races, all cultures, and to see a lot of different people being discriminated upon or against, being discriminated against based on their religion, color of their skin, what they believe in. It's just sad. We all say we're human beings and we care and we're compassionate, but what are you doing to help? And being in this gym, I'm grateful for opportunity. It's a blessing, but my goal out here, my purpose is to help humanity, and I can't sit here and not address that. I don't care which way you stand on either side. If you're a human being, then you would support, the anti-war effort that's going on. There's a lot of people losing their lives, children, a lot of babies, and that's just what I'm focused on. So if you guys want to ask me questions about the game, I really don't care about it, but except just everybody leaving out of the game healthy and being able to go home to their families.
All right. So, first of all, 100% agree with what Kyrie's saying in terms of globally stuff. It is there is so much suffering out there and war, and I don't want to see anybody getting hurt. I don't want to see families killed. Like I don't want to see bombs going off. 100% couldn't agree with you more. Absolutely. But bro, like you can't do anything about that right now. Like you're a basketball player. You're getting ready to play in the NBA playoffs. Like if you can't put aside the crap that's going on in the world for 10 minutes to answer some questions about your profession, I mean, come on. Like, this is a guy that hasn't spoken to the media all season long. Remember, he's been on a self-imposed media blackout because he doesn't like how the media twist his, flat earth crap around on him. Like, dude, if you can't give them 10, 15 minutes, then you can be finished, and then you can go worry about everything that all the awful atrocities that are going on in the world. But, I mean, come on, Kyrie. I just don't want to. That's not important. I'm not. Well, it's important to the people covering it. It's important to the owners of the team. It's important to some of your teammates. It's important to the fans. Maybe act like you care that the Brooklyn Nets may actually get their first ever NBA title and that the fans have been clamoring and waiting for this for a lifetime. You just entertain them a little bit, humor them a little bit. Unbelievable.
You forget sometimes about that. I mean, I get it that they want to use
yeah.
that platform
Sure,
for that, but
sure.
at the same time,
well, but here's the thing: you can't. If you want to use that your platform to bring attention to that, that is fine. But that can't be the only reason why you use your platform.
No, I agree.
You legit haven't spoken to the media all season long, and now when you do, you won't talk basketball on the eve of the playoffs. This is why people call you an ass. This is why. And your heart's in the right spot, Kyrie. I get it. I don't want to see genocide and atrocities happening and bombs going off on main news. I absolutely don't want to see that. I hate the pain and suffering that I see when I turn on the news every single night. As a result, sometimes I don't turn on the news. But if you can't compartmentalize that and take 15 minutes out to do the press conference for your job on the eve of the playoffs, so Sean, let me ask you this. Does his comments make you less or more confident that the Nets are going to be able to do something this postseason?
Oh, less.
Yeah, less.
It's just
less.
You've got your big three, and a third of them are not even focused on basketball.
When I see, so let's draw a parallel here. Let's talk about what happens when LeBron, over his career, is getting ready for the playoffs. What is the thing that happens every single year? He goes on a social media blackout.
It goes dark.
He will go dark. He will say, "Yeah, well, I'll see you guys on the other side of the playoffs. I'm out right now." And he puts down the phone, and boom, that's it. He gets into lock-in mode. That is the absolute opposite of what Kyrie Irving is doing. Kyrie Irving doesn't even want to think about. He doesn't even want to think about basketball. Doesn't even want to think about it. It's not important enough.
He's gone dark on basketball.
Oh my God! I mean, if I'm KD, or listen. Hopefully he shows up and he plays well. But if I'm KD or James Harden or I'm a Nets fan, I'm just dude, this guy, he is such a pain in the ass. Just anytime he opens his mouth, he's such a pain in the ass. And I agree with the essence of what he's saying. But bro, really? I mean, so what? You want those guys to ask you? You want the assembled media in the locker room there to ask you about the Palestinian-Israeli conflict?
Sports media, by the way.
Is that it? Yeah.
Sports media.
You want the guy from the back page of the New York Post to ask? We got to have him asking questions now about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, about genocide happening in whatever country somewhere.
Somebody's got to send people now to do that with Kyrie.
Come on, dude, seriously. Then just don't even put him out there. Just no media avails for the guy. Just Kyrie, stay in the locker room. We'll send KD out there. We'll send James Harden out there. We'll send Nash out there. We'll send everybody else out there but you. But just stop with him.
But you know that media is requesting him. They're like, we got to see what Kyrie's going to say today.
It's insane. Listen, listen, I'm optimistic for this Heat team. I like the fact that they are all well rested. I like the fact that they have been here before. And they have won these series before. So they have that confidence. I like the way everyone is playing right now. Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero. Yeah, man. I like the emergence of Kendrick Nunn over the last few months and the level of play that he has been hitting consistently. So, yeah, listen, I love the acquisitions with Ariza. I love the defensive lineup you can put out now, that Spo can put out against the Bucks and against anybody. A lockdown defensive lineup. So, yeah, I'm not going to go ahead and say, oh, yeah, no, the Bucks got us. Yeah, no. I believe that this series – oh, did you know how many games?
It doesn't say, but I believe it's 7.
So I
didn't notice this, but Jimmy Butler has not played against Milwaukee yet this year.
I know he hasn't. That is correct. 100%.
I didn't realize that.
So they have not been able to game plan him because he has not played a single game against the Bucks, which is fine. That is fine. Listen. I am not worried about Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler is 100%. So it is all good. It is all good. So I have right now I picked them to win. I picked the Heat to knock off the Bucks in 6 or 7.
I got Heat in 3.
Shut up. Oh, is it best of 5?
No, it's 4.
Oh.
It's best of 4.
It's best of 4?
Best of 7.
That'd be something, a best of 4 series. Yeah, I think that'll be 2-2.
Go to a shootout. First one to hit a layup.
I'm excited about it. We got playoff hockey going on.
That's what it is. It's the whole South Florida scene.
The whole South Florida.
Now,
Listen,
right?
as I said, I got down here in 95. I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now is the best this market has been since 95 in terms of sports. The wellness of all the teams. The Dolphins, coming off a 10-win season, did not make the playoffs, but we all know are trending in the right direction, and we're all expecting them to be a playoff team this year. The Heat obviously have been the most consistent team down here since 95 when Pat Riley got down here. The Panthers have made moves over the last few years, and now I'm a firm believer that they're going to be a perennial playoff team for the next number of years with the coaching staff, with the young talent that they have. InterMiami. I mean, Marlins made the playoffs last year. I mean, we are hitting on a lot more cylinders than we've ever hit on since I've been here.
And I think every front office, at least most front offices, you can believe in a little bit. Not saying you got 100% belief in them, but you're seeing the moves they're making, and it does look like things are turning around, one, for the Marlins. You see what InterMiami CF, they're not afraid to make changes. The Panthers are in the playoffs. The Heat's always in the playoffs. What can you not like?
I am all in on all of our teams. The only one that I am hedging on is the Marlins. And you brought up the front offices. I firmly believe in the Heat front office, in the Panthers front office, in this new InterMiami front office, in the Dolphin front office. I do not yet believe in the Marlins front office. I know Kim is in her first year. I do not yet believe in the ownership group that they will invest in this team. We will see. The jury is still out. I'm not giving them a negative mark. I'm just saying that for the Marlins, my ruling on them is still, jury's still out. I am all in on everyone else. That one, I still have a question mark. And they will need to
definitely,
and they will need to prove to me that they are ready to invest in this team. And I'll tell you when that has to happen this year, because you got Sixto coming back, you got Hernandez coming back, so your rotation's you got 2 studs coming back to your rotation. You need to invest in this offense this year. They need, if they're still hovering around 500, they got to make a move at the trade deadline or before that for a bat. They have to. You have to show commitment and belief in these young pitchers right now. You have to. And it's fine that Duvall finally got drove in some runs yesterday, but he ain't enough.
Drove in all the runs yesterday.
Whatever, he ain't enough. And it's like once he drives in a run every time there's a full moon. He has a big game.
All right.
Once a month, he has a big game. Seriously.
We got Jesus Aguilar on the road. We just need Adam Duvall to hit it home.
I gotcha. So, listen, it is a good time. It is a good time to be a South Florida sports fan. Look at the Canes. Canes are playing well. They've got great recruiting coming in. Their deepest team in the better part of at least 10 years. So everything right now is trending in the right direction. And you got to be really – listen, since 95, this place has not been a sports town. We've had moments here and there. The Heat have been the only consistent winning team that we've had over the last 20-some-odd years. Nobody else even close to them. So finally, finally, all of them seem to have gotten their heads out of their collective asses and hired proper people, and they're now all moving in the right direction. The only question mark we have is the Marlins, and that's just because they're going to need another 12 to 18 months to prove it to us. And that's when the investment's going to have to come. Hopefully some of it comes this season, but it's definitely going to have to – they're definitely going to have to invest a little bit in the offseason. Like, the Marlins are definitely going to have to bring a bat down here at some point in time.
Yeah, as you said many times, you cannot waste these arms.
No, you cannot waste arms. And you can't wait for a bat to come out of the minors because that takes too long. You will need to get a bat, if not at the trade deadline, this offseason, and a major bat. Like, you gotta get a bopper that's going to have an OPS hovering somewhere above 850 and between 850 and 1,000. You need to have that stud guy in the middle of the lineup. You have to. And you have the minor league to make a move like that. So you're going to have to invest, and you're going to have to show commitment to these guys by making a move. And if it's not going to be at the trade deadline this year, sure as hell going to have to be in the offseason. But yeah, so right now, we're in a good spot. We're in a good spot, Sean.
South Florida sports.
I mean, people want to go to the games.
We on fire.
Yeah, they're selling tickets. I mean, every franchise is in a healthy situation. So yeah, this is a damn good time. Took long enough.
Yep. And look, attendance will be able to get more and more people in going forward. The 29th here, it's going to be full.
29th here, InterMiami. This stadium's going to be packed, right? Pink Stadium. If the Panthers get out of the first round, BB&T Center is going to be packed, sold out. I'm not sure what we're looking at in terms of the Heat home crowd. I'm not sure how far they'd have to go for there to be a full house at the AAA. But, man, we're in a good spot right now. This is a fun time to be a South Florida sports fan because everyone's playing well. And we got Formula One coming.
Oh, that's
we got everything.
Oh,
my God.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a break. This is Toasted Sports on OnSideRadio.com.
You're listening to Toasted Sports. Take OnSideRadio.com, your home for sports talk everywhere with simple radio. Find the app at OnSideRadio.com, South Florida's home for real sports talk.
Let's raise a cup to the first among us who put themselves last. To the risk takers, the mask makers, the heroes on the front line and online. To the ones keeping shelves full and keeping us hopeful. To those who don't stop and those making all the stops. To the ones who pick up, suit up, and never let us down. From all of us at Duncan to all the heroes keeping everyone running, we thank you.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
InterMiami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all InterMiami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the InterMiami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com.
Hey, it's Toast, and no doubt last year hurricane season was one of the craziest we've ever seen. Well, Noah's saying once again, going to be another active season. So you need to call B&T Windows and Doors today and get PGT custom windows and doors installed like I did so that you are fully protected. Listen, there's no better peace of mind than PGT custom windows and doors when you're in the cone of death for a Category 5 storm. Call B&T Windows and Doors today to get set up. 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126.
InterMiami fans, time to find out more about your favorite soccer team with OnsideRadio.com's IMCF Football Focus. Here's Austin Robillard.
Home opening spoilers. That's exactly what InterMiami were on Sunday as they took on FC Cincinnati in their first ever game at TQL Stadium in Ohio. Miami scored 2 goals really early in the first half, one courtesy of Breck Shea and one courtesy of Gonzalo Higuain. Later on in the second, FC Cincinnati got back into the game by scoring twice to equalize, but very quickly after the equalizer, Gonzalo Higuain gets down the pitch and after a cross from Lewis Morgan, scores the third to spoil the home opening match for FC Cincinnati. Miami get 3 points and are on to Chicago.
Keep up with the latest on La Rosa Negra by subscribing on most platforms. Search Onside Radio. Now back to Toasted Sports. To reach out, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast.
Toasted Sports coming to you live on OnsideRadio.com, Twitch, YouTube. Go ahead, subscribe. NBA playoffs. This is going to be interesting because we've got the new format for the NBA playoffs that'll be getting underway with the new play-in rounds that'll be happening. Instead of the top 8 in each conference, it is now the top 10 with 7, 8, 9, and 10 doing this little play-in tournament. So on the eastern side, you've got the Celtics and the Wizards that are battling, and then you've got the Pacers and the Hornets that are battling. The 8 seed, obviously, whoever ends up winning for the 8 seed will go up against the 76ers. The 2 seed will face the Nets. The big play-in, though, is the Lakers and the Warriors. Oh, baby. So now, I'll be honest with you. I believe the Lakers are going to end up with the number 8 seed because I believe the Warriors are going to beat them. I believe that the Warriors are going to win the 7-8 game, and then the Lakers will beat the winner of the 9-10. That's how I believe. Dude, LeBron tweaked his ankle again last night. He landed on someone's foot. Steph Curry, bro. secured the scoring title. I think only the second person to do it over the age of 33 or whatever. But yeah, we got a little montage of what he did yesterday.
Green out to Steph, clean look, and makes no mistake converted. After the Memphis Grizzlies had closed to within 4 at 60-56. Steph with the floater, hit nothing but net.
I don't know why Kyle, number 1, was standing up. Been a much quieter second half, though, for Valanciunas. Warriors have done a better job. Can Steph get another one? Yes, sir.
There's your answer, his 6th 3 of the game.
Steph Curry, just crazy. So listen, when Steph Curry can single-handedly beat any team in one game.
If he's hot, you can't.
And with LeBron not at 100%, I just, in the way they're playing, and I know that Lakers won their last 5 heading into this, and that's fine. But I don't know. My gut tells me the Warriors, like Steph's going to put up like 50, and the Warriors are going to friggin' win that game by a point. Yeah, and then the Lakers are going to have to beat either Memphis or San Antonio to make it in as the 8th seed. And then they'll play Utah in the first round.
I was going to say, who would they get if
they would get Utah, man. Okay. The best record in the NBA. And you could have, so let me ask you a question. You get Utah versus the Lakers. So Utah, the number 1 seed against the defending NBA champion, Sean. The Lakers win that. How big of an upset is that? Or is it an upset? Do you think the Lakers would be favored in that series according to the bookmakers?
I think it depends on LeBron's ankle, honestly, and AD. I think if those two are healthy, the Lakers run. But and you've been saying this a lot, if those two are healthy, they can probably beat any team in the West.
Any team in the West, yeah.
But
when
you sit there and you look at it, he hobbled his ankle again last night. He says it's fine, but that doesn't mean anything. Can
of course
he
he's
go
say 100%?
It's fine. Yeah. If he can't, AD's been with back spasms and everything else. No, I don't think they can. I think it would be an upset if they win without them. If they win with them, I don't think it's an upset.
No, I think they would be the favorite in that series. Absolutely. I think we've talked about it with Ira. Reminder, Inside the Pain will be following me today. So 10 to 11, you will have a full hour of NBA talk with Ira and Ethan. So, yeah, I have the Warriors winning the 7-8 matchup against the Lakers. The Lakers will then take on the winner of Memphis or San Antonio, and the Lakers will win that, and they will take on the Utah Jazz. That is how I believe the West playing will work out. On the East, bro, I think the Wizards beat the Celtics. The Celtics are just, dude,
I hope so.
They're a
Celtics
lost
are a
team,
bunch
bro.
of pansies.
They're a lost team right now. I don't know what happened to that squad. I mean, I know they've had some injuries, but that is just, listen, when you look at, and I guess this comes down to coaching, you look at the Celtics and the Heat and how those teams have responded at the end of the season. Complete polar opposites.
Brad Stevens.
Well, there was talk that he was, this stud of a coach.
Yeah, there's talk.
Well, it was, and he's been to some Eastern Conference Finals. Hasn't been able to win one yet, but they're trending in the wrong direction. I think the Wizards win that game. Man, I'm not even sure the Celtics make it into this thing because I'm not sure I would favor them over the Pacers or the Hornets the way they're playing. I mean, they should be able to beat the Pacers or the Hornets, but the way they're playing, I don't know. The way Russ right now is.
Yeah, you don't go against Russ right now.
I am not going against Russ Westbrook and Bradley Beal in a one-game situation. I'm just not. I'm just not. Those two guys against the Celtics, yeah, I'm not. I can't take the Celtics in that game. There's no way. The way those two guys are playing right now, and Westbrook, oh, bro.
And I got a question for you, Toast. As bad as the Celtics are playing, why would I get it that you've kind of clinched your whatever 8th seed or whatever?
7, yep.
But as bad as they've been playing as a team, why would you even sit and rest everybody? For what? Yeah. Isn't continuity be more important than let's make sure we got everybody ready for one game?
Well, yes. I guess Brad Stevens thinking that that they can just turn it on. I'm not sure. Listen, I haven't watched enough Celtics games this year.
No, either have I. But
they don't seem to me to be a team right now that can just turn it on.
Yeah, there's no
then again,
switch.
I said that about the Heat 2 weeks ago, and maybe the Heat have turned it on. So what do I know? But I like to. Listen. I am not scared of the Bucks. I am not scared of the Bucks.
I wasn't until I realized that Jimmy hadn't played against them. Now I feel a little better.
I'm just I know that they made they made a couple acquisitions in the offseason to help them get past the Heat. I love Trevor Ariza. I love Dedmon.
He's been.
He's been. Are you kidding me? How do you not love what he's brought to the table in his month with the team?
Yeah, it's totally changed.
It's phenomenal. So yeah, listen.
And that second team has picked up a lot with Dedmon on there. I mean, it's helped with Dedmon there. But when you looked at everybody now, Tyler's starting to play a little bit better. Goran's starting to kind of get better. He's iffy still.
And the other thing is you're not going to be dealing with a crazy crowd. You're still going to be in very limited. I'm not sure what the situation is in Milwaukee, but you're not going to be dealing with a packed, 10, 15,000 people in that arena. So it is going to be there'll be some crowd noise, but it's not going to be like it normally would be a couple years ago. So I'm not sure what I'm saying is I'm not sure how much of a home court advantage that's going to be for any team right now in the NBA playoffs. Just because no venue is going to be popping, people bouncing off the walls with noise. So to that point, it's kind of more similar to what they had last year in Disney. But so yeah, I got the Heat. I think they get by the Bucks. Like, listen, for me to believe in the Bucks or the 76ers, they need to win something. And neither one of them have. So until they show me that they are that they can get to the Eastern Conference Finals, I'm rolling with the defending Eastern Conference champs. I just am. Unless we play unless it's the Nets series, and then I don't know. But if Kyrie's not focusing on basketball, maybe I will pick them.
Milwaukee will be able to have 50% attendance at their stadiums.
All right, so that's a decent. They'll have a good crowd. All right, so there'll be some good noise going on there. Listen, we saw how noisy BB&T was last night for the Panthers game, and that was less than 50%, I believe. So,
and they just raised it Saturday was the first day they could have that.
So we'll see. Still, regardless, I'm still taking the Heat. Still taking the Heat to get past the Bucks.
You've talked me into it. I'm on with you.
I'm not. You want me to believe in you, Milwaukee? Show me. Show me. I'm not taking a leap of faith on you.
Where's the Show Me State? What's the Show Me State?
That's Missouri. Is that Missouri? I think that's Missouri.
Not that Milwaukee's a state.
Milwaukee, it's not a state. Yes. So yeah, listen. I'm not taking a leap of faith on those people. Hell's no. Also, we got to throw major congratulations out to one of our boys, Chris Bosh. Chris Bosh going to be inducted into the class of the 2021 Basketball Hall of Fame, along with Chris Webber, who was just fired by TNT over the weekend, and Ben Wallace, who was just a phenomenal story. Kid that couldn't get a scholarship, that had to do just was never supposed to do anything. Ends up being a rebound machine for title-winning Detroit Piston team, and he's going to be getting into the Hall of Fame as well. Now, we had the Hall of Fame this weekend. Obviously, emotional as hell because you had the induction of Kobe Bryant. And if you watched it, then I'm sure you had your allergies were acting up, much like I was. We do have a couple of clips here from Vanessa Bryant. Sean, let's just play both of these.
This is one of the many hard parts about not having him here. At the risk of leaving anyone out, I can only say thank you. Last February, I called Michael and asked him if he would introduce Kobe tonight, and he graciously accepted. Thank you for being here, Michael.
Listen, man, that was cool.
Kobe admired you. This means so much to us.
Dude, I mean, listen, having the GOAT bring him in, I mean, that was just, dude, it was so damn emotional. And I'll tell you what, I like the fact that, you know, the Basketball Hall of Fame is so different from all the other Hall of Fames. And that it is not just about what you did as a pro. It's about your entire life in basketball. From what you did in high school to college to the pros to afterwards. I mean, it takes in your entire life of playing hoops.
Yeah, because it's not the NBA
It's
Hall
not.
of
It's
Fame.
not the
It's
professional basketball Hall of Fame. It is the best. So you can have an amazing college career, be an absolute bust in the NBA, and you're still a Hall of Famer because of what you did in college and in high school. So I like that. But now it also means that generally you have more people getting in. So with that said, and maybe Ira and Ethan will touch on this, I'm trying to figure out why Timmy Hardaway is getting denied over and over again. And I understand that next year's class is crazy-ass strong. I understand in a couple years Dwayne Wade's going to be eligible. They're like, you got some strong-ass classes that are happening right now. But still, I mean, when you look at the totality of his career, I don't know. I'm not sure what happened that has him on the outside looking in. I know he had some comments, 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
That did not, I was at 790 when he made those, and so I know. But I mean, really, like that's why we're keeping him out 10 years later. I mean, he apologized, so I don't know. But I'd love to see Timmy get in there. Would be very, very cool. We will take a break. Sean's got an update coming up. This is Toasted Sports on OnSideRadio.com.
You're listening to Toasted Sports. Take OnSideRadio.com, your home for sports talk everywhere with a MyTuner radio app. Find the app at OnSideRadio.com, South Florida's home for real sports talk.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
When you want a perfectly straight smile without braces, you can count on MoodyAsDental.com. A stunning smile is within reach. Learn more about Invisalign. Find out why so many trust the Moody Ass family. Dr. Moody Ass is an inventor and has several patents on innovative surgical instruments that are used around the world. Experience a family environment and trust on a worldwide level. From implants to crowns to a beautiful Invisalign smile. Call 305-821-0231. That's 305-821-0231. Or go to the website at MoodyAsDental.com.
If you missed NBA insider Ira Winderman and the Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report, you missed this.
Andre Iguodala is sort of like the old Cadbury Easter egg. It only shows up, rarely, like once a year. Andre shows up in the fourth quarter. I almost have to check the bench early to see if Andre's at the game yet in the first quarter or the second quarter. He's done a really good job with measuring the time for guys. Eric Spoelstra knows. He's been through enough deep playoff runs to know.
The Acura of Pembroke Pines Miami Heat report with NBA insider Ira Winderman, exclusively at OnSideRadio.com. Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends. Keeping you informed in the world of sports. With an OnSideRadio.com sports update.
InterMiami CF victorious yesterday. They beat FC Cincinnati 3-2. Getting a brace from Gonzalo Higuain and a goal from Breck Shea. InterMiami's next match is away at Chicago Fire FC. That'll be Saturday night at 6, which means the pregame will be live at Dangerous Minds Brewing in Pompano, starting at 5 with Big O and Alex Dono. The Florida Panthers, they lose game 1 of their NHL playoff series to the Tampa Bay Lightning 5-4. Jonathan Huberdeau had a goal and 2 assists, but Braden Point had 2 late goals, the last being the winner with 1:14 left in the game. Game 2 tomorrow night. The puck drops at 8 at the BB&T Center. The Miami Heat beat the Detroit Pistons yesterday 120-107. Precious Achiuwa scored a career-high 23 points. Max Strus added 20 for the Heat. They will end up, though, with the number 6 seed to start the playoffs against the Milwaukee Bucks, who beat the Heat on Saturday 122-108. And the Marlins lost 2 of 3 over the weekend. They did win yesterday 3-2. Not a bad day at the office for Mr. Adam Duvall, as he had a 3-run homer and threw Mookie Betts out at home. The Marlins 18-22 on the year. They will start a series with the Philadelphia Phillies Tuesday. You're listening to South Florida's only locally owned sports talk station. This is OnSideRadio.com.
Welcome back to Toasted Sports. To reach out to Toast, dial 888-441-4623. That's 888-441-4623. Back to Toasted Sports.
9:38. Toasted Sports, streaming live on OnSideRadio.com. So today's a big day in the state of Florida because the Florida legislature is going to consider a measure that would basically set up sports book gambling in the state of Florida for the next 30 years. It would be a new deal with the Seminole tribe, and it would basically set the rules for gambling in this state for a generation. So there are things I like about this, and there are things I don't like about this. So first, the one thing I don't like about this. I don't like agreements like this that last 30 years. Because generally what history will tell us is that by the time, and listen, this is sports gambling. This is a fluid and volatile brand new thing that's happening in this country, okay? Just started 2 years ago or 3 years ago with the Supreme Court ruling in 2018. So this is brand new. This is the wild, wild west. So it's going to be changing over the next couple years, over the next 10 years, over the next 20 years. And you lock yourself into a 30-year deal now, chances are, by the time we hit year 20, it will widely be considered the worst deal in the entire country because every other state will have a better deal because things evolve. So that's my one issue with this deal is that its length. I'd much rather have this be a 5 to 10 year agreement that can then like that has a trigger to extend it or can be renegotiated.
Now, can they put in a thing like every 5 years they go back to the table to renegotiate?
Not
Even
what
if
I'm
it's
reading.
30 years,
Not
or
what
is it
I'm
just straight-
reading. Not what I'm reading. No, I have not. I don't know if that maybe that'll get triggered into this. I don't know. But from what I'm reading so far, there would be. This is a set 30-year thing. There would not be a trigger to open it up for more negotiations before then. So some of the things that are going to happen here is that the Seminoles are going to be allowed to build 2 more, I believe, casinos on the property in Hollywood, on the reservation, which is pretty big.
No, yeah, it is. I'm just trying to think what area, though.
Well, so I'm guessing that means that they're going to. You remember across the street, you got that bingo hall. That thing looks like a trailer park. Like I'm thinking you raise that thing and you build something nicer there. And then maybe you build something further out west. I don't know. I have no idea. But they're going to have all the games now. You're going to have roulette. You're going to have craps. You're going to have all that stuff. So it's going to be a full-on casino with a sports book. Boom. Love it.
Well, the business that's going to go through that.
Now, the other things that it does is, I'm not sure how many of you folks know this, but about 10 years ago, they did a $1 billion renovation down at the Fontainebleau on Miami Beach. And what you may not know is that if you were to go down to the Fontainebleau today, and if you were to go ahead and pull up the carpeting in some of those conference rooms and whatnot, you would notice that it's wired for slot machines. Fontainebleau has had a desire to be a casino for a long, long time. But the Seminoles have put their foot down and they have used their veto power to block that. That will no longer be the case. This new deal will open the doorway, and basically what the new deal says is that if a gambling permit wants to be transferred to either, and these are specifically mentioned, the Fontainebleau or the Trump Doral Resort, the Seminoles cannot stand in the way of it. So this will open up for gambling for the Fontainebleau to turn into a casino on Miami Beach, and that is absolutely going to happen.
And Toast, I know you probably don't know about why just those 2 specifically.
I'm not sure. I know that there is a rule about square footage. You have to have X amount of square footage in order to be able to be a casino, like between rooms and all that. So as far as I understood it, there were only 3 venues in South Florida that qualified for that. Trump Doral, the Fontainebleau, and the Diplomat in Hollywood. Now, the Diplomat's not mentioned here.
Okay.
But as far as I had been told by casino people, those are the only 3 properties in South Florida that qualified for the possibility of turning into a casino down the road.
Okay.
So we will see what happens here. But this is going to have. They're debating this today. There will be a vote. It is a Republican legislature, and DeSantis, this is his bill, so it is going to pass, and he is going to sign it. And so now I don't know when that means that we'll be able to literally go down to the Hard Rock and place a bet on a team. This also opens up for the pari-mutuel places, so Dania and Isle Casino, to also have personal card games, so like 3-card poker, those games, like those video games and stuff, they can now have those there as well. They cannot have the full-on roulette, craps, and stuff like that. They'll have to just stay with the card games, but they can add some additional games to it. And it also, they would lead to the decoupling, so you would no longer have to have the horse racing, which means Isle Casino, which is the last place for harness racing in the state, pretty much the harness racing would go away. So that would strictly just become a casino without a track.
It would go away if they wanted to go away, or just automatically would have to go away?
No. It would no longer. They would no longer have to keep running it. And from what I understand, that loses them money.
Okay, yeah.
So just the overhead and everything of that. So now they could then, use that land, increase the size of Isle Casino. I guess I'm not sure how that would all how that would all work. But there's a lot of land over there in Pompano where that place is. So this is interesting, man. I mean, listen, I am all for it. 2 years ago, we had the deal with the Seminoles. They stopped making those payments of roughly $350 million a year 2 years ago. This new deal now says that we'll be getting about $500 million a year. The state, that'll be the deal. So we'll see how that pie is cut up, whether it be for education or for low-income housing or whatever they do to make everything better for everybody. But should be interesting, man. Like I'm glad we're finally getting there. So, and especially for like a Super Bowl town. Oh,
yeah, that's the thing.
Absolutely.
And with everything going on right now, imagine sports betting right now with everything, playoffs and everything.
I'll tell you, if you haven't been over to Dania Highlight, and then they still have the Highlight there, the Fronton. But I was over there last year, and I was gonna tour with the manager. We're walking around, and they showed me a little spot, and they said, "And that's where the sports book's gonna go." I'm like, "Oh, really?" Like they've already got it all. It's already ready. Yes. It's already ready to go, man. These casinos have been ready to go with this for 2 years.
Yeah, because they redid a lot of that.
Oh, yes, they did.
You haven't been there in a while.
Yeah,
you haven't been there since they redid.
Second floor Dania Highlight, bro. There is right there, right in the middle, man. There is a sports book ready to open up. They've got it all laid out. You can see where the TVs are going to go. Like, it is boom. Let's go. So right next to the buffet.
Yeah, right when you get off the elevators there.
It's right next to the buffet restaurant. So it's perfect. But yeah, so I'm excited, man. Just because I don't want to have to, I like when I go to, I've never been to Vegas, but I have been to the Bahamas. And the casinos over there, just sitting in a sports book with all the TVs on and all the games, especially if it's like March Madness. Like, bro, next year for March Madness, on Thursday and Friday, I'm not going to be at home. My ass is going to be at one of these casinos in the sports books, betting on games and watching them all.
All of them.
All of them.
It's a happening.
Yeah.
It makes it a happening.
Ripping up betting tickets, cheering, jumping up and down. Hell yes.
Cursing, everything
Oh, my
else.
God. Cursing the refs. It's going to be phenomenal. I can't wait.
There's going to be people right beside you doing the same thing.
And especially because it's and listen, I'll tell you what, this is going to change this state. Like, I mean, when you look at I'll tell you right now, Florida going to put Atlantic City out of business. If you got an East Coast gambling place now that you can go to in Florida as opposed to Atlantic City, get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Get out of here.
It might bring business.
You're gonna have friggin' these express little flights coming down here from New York. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be insane. Florida will be a major player globally for casinos and for gaming, and it's only gonna get bigger. My only issue is the exclusivity with the Seminoles for 30 years. I mean, listen, you're giving them a monopoly for 30 years for the most part, and this is supposed to be a country where the free market dictates stuff. I was a huge proponent of the Genting Group being given the permits to be able to open that casino down at the old Miami Herald building because I believe competition breeds excellence. And we're giving the Seminoles a monopoly here for the next for a generation. Kids born today, this will still be in effect when they're 30. All right? This is a generational bill that's going to go through here. This is locking us in for a long ass time. That's my only issue with this is the length, because generally long-term deals, just like in sports with contracts, by the time you get to the back end, is an awful deal. For most people involved in it.
Fools.
Exactly. So, I can just see the headlines now, 25 years from now, the state of Florida can't wait for this deal to be over because it's widely considered to be the worst in all the country because it was done 25 years ago.
And there's no buyout clause.
And so many things have changed since then. It's just that's my only issue with it. But getting gambling here, getting it open quickly, all for it. All for the sports books getting in here and having the Hard Rock be a full-on casino. 100% want them to have a full-on casino, just not sold on the 30-year length thing. We will take a break. One segment left before I hand things off to the boys, Ethan and Ira. This is going to be a good day to listen to Inside the Paint, man. All the NBA stuff, the play-in rounds getting underway. Good day to be talking hoops. I'll be back after this. This is Toasted Sports on OnSideRadio.com.
Toasted Sports returns after this.
Hey, it's Big O for EJD Construction, your custom home builder, additions and home remodeling. Our lives have changed. We're making our homes more of an oasis. Call the right place. Call the right people. Eric at EJD Construction for over 16 years. A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
Hey, it's Toast. Last year when I had PGT custom windows and doors installed in my house by B&T Windows and Doors, I knew about the hurricane protection. What I didn't know? The silence. Oh my goodness, my house is so quiet now. One of those cars goes tearing down the street with the crazy loud muffler. Yeah, I don't hear it anymore. It's unbelievable. I didn't realize how noisy my house was beforehand. You've got to get PGT custom windows and doors installed in your pad today. Call B&T Windows and Doors, 954-233-0126. That's 954-233-0126.
Big O for M&S Air Conditioning. You know, air quality in your home and business is more important than ever. That's why you've got to call M&S Air Conditioning and let them install a high-efficiency polarized air filter in your AC unit. Folks, it attracts, captures, and destroys biological contaminants to improve your air quality. With stellar customer service, answering your call from 7:30 a.m. till 9 o'clock p.m. For more info on high-efficiency air filters and their preventative maintenance plans, visit M&S Air Conditioning at ac-florida.com.
When you want local sports, 1260 WLESPN.
We're live and local.
Yes, what she said.
Well, it's what they wrote.
Look at it this way, honey.
Oh, no, here we go.
At some point, this was all live, and wherever it came from, it was local there.
You get that look whenever you stretch the truth or when you need your laxative.
Ain't it awful? South Florida's choice for sports talk. OnSideRadio.com.
InterMiami CF fans, join us at our new home this season for all away games as we broadcast live at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company, 1901 North Federal Highway in Pompano Beach. Join Big O and Alex Dono for the live pregame, halftime, and postgame shows while we watch the games. Enjoy meticulously brewed beer on site, delicious artisanal pizzas, live music, and giveaways. So, the new home for all InterMiami road games is at Dangerous Minds Brewing Company at the Pompano City Mall, where they'll feature all the InterMiami games. Follow them on Twitter at Dangerous Minds B and Facebook and Instagram at Dangerous Minds Brewing, and visit them at dangerousmindsbrewing.com.
If you're looking for a change from the everyday restaurant, then you need to get to Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant in Pompano Beach. Brats, Wiener Schnitzel, homemade potato pancakes, pretzels with mustard, and lots of German beer. Take their famous Boot Tour Challenge, and there's now outdoor seating available in their new beer garden with live music. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram at Checkers Old Munchin Restaurant, or call them for reservations or pickup at 954-785-7565. So get over to 2209 East Atlantic Boulevard in Pompano Beach to Zagat-rated Checkers Old Munchin German Restaurant.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
At OnSideRadio.com, we chirp all day and night. It's time to do some more chirping with David Dwork at our Chirping the Cats report.
Say what you want about Game 1, but it sure was entertaining. The Panthers and Lightning kicked off their 7-game opening round Stanley Cup playoff series Sunday night, with the Bolts coming out on top 5-4. Braden Point scored twice during the third period, including the game-winning goal with just 1:14 to go. Nikita Kucherov also had a pair of goals for Tampa in what was his first game since last year's Stanley Cup final. Jonathan Huberdeau led the way for Florida with 3 points, while Sasha Barkov and Owen Tippett each finished with a goal and an assist apiece. Unfortunately for Florida, special teams once again would be their downfall. Tampa converted on 3 of their 4 power play opportunities, while also adding a shorthanded goal to boot. The Panthers will regroup on Monday and hope to avoid falling into an 0-2 hole. Game 2 between the Cats and Bolts will take place Tuesday night at the BB&T Center.
Keep up with the latest on the Florida Panthers by subscribing on most platforms by searching Onside Radio, your home for South Florida sports. Now back to Toasted Sports. To reach out, send a text to 844-416-8123. That's 844-416-8123. Here's Toast.
All right, final segment. Friendly reminder, got a new show debuting tonight on Onside Radio. The fans support the teams, buy the jerseys and the tickets, but never get the love they deserve on sports radio. OnsideRadio.com changes that with Miami sports music for the fans. It's a show driven by Stephen D, representing Miami sports fans around the world. Tune in every night from 6 to 7 as Stephen D and fans around the world drive the talk about your favorite South Florida sports team. OnsideRadio.com is dedicated to the Miami sports fan. All right, Sean, so I got the wife returns today. She's been gone all weekend, which was nice because I got my new SCUF controller in. So check this out. I'm Generation X, bro. So my first video game was like Atari. So back then, it was very simple, Sean. We had a joystick with one red button.
Yes.
Right? One red button and a joystick.
Yes.
You had 2 hands, very easy to control. Well, so now, I've got a controller that has 2 joysticks on a directional pad and 8 buttons.
Yes, I saw
and
this.
So I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm in my 40s. I can't all of a sudden retrain my hands how to use these damn things. So someone told me to go ahead and get a SCUF controller that has little shortcut buttons on the bottom so that your middle finger can push buttons that normally your thumbs would have to do. It's a great concept. Awesome concept. But again, my middle fingers haven't had to do anything playing video games for 40 years. And now all of a sudden I'm asking them to play a significant role. Dude, I can't tell you how many times this weekend I grenaded myself.
Oh,
I would drop a grenade or throw Simtex and I would hit myself with it because I accidentally dropped it by hitting one of the buttons by accident.
Not good.
So I'm going to have to get back and practice that later on today. But it's nice when the wife's not home because then I can go ahead and do that and I don't get the dirty looks. You're going to play video games for 13 hours, really? Finally going to get out of here. Every day we do the round table. All of us will answer this question. We'll put it together as a podcast and we'll send it out. Today's question is, after the Florida Panthers drop Game 1 of the best-of-7 playoff series 5-4, who are you starting in Game 2 between the Pipes and why, Bobrovsky or Drieger? This is about as easy as they come. I'm starting Drieger in Game number 2. And that's kind of the way we've made it through the season, right? It's one on, one off. And with all due respect to Bob, I don't think he played poorly, but he still 5 goals. So I'm going to go with Drieger for Game 2. He did very well off a long layoff his last game. He pitched a shutout against Tampa. And I am going to – listen, I am fuming that they get all these players back and they're $20 million over the cap now for the playoffs. That is such a load of crap. It would be like the Heat being able to, say Chris Bosh had been able to come back one of those years, and you were able to use the exemption, but then you could bring him back for the playoffs, and you had him and his replacement. It's such crap, dude. $17 million over the cap for the playoffs. Unbelievable. All right, I'm getting out of here. Ethan Skolnick is sitting here patiently. Inside the Paint comes up next. Tons of stuff to talk about. I believe he's very optimistic about the first round series. I'm pretty sure he's taking the Heat in 4, everybody, so listen to all the details. Him and Ira coming up next. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a great, great day.
Hey, what's up? It's Toast, and I've been telling you guys all about my buddies over at B&T Windows and Doors. And some of you said, hey, listen, Toast, I'd love to get PGT custom windows and doors installed, but funds are a little tight right now. No problem, bro. Y Green. You can finance it with B&T Windows and Doors through Y Green, so you can still get your PGT